What do you think about Atkinson and what he can do with this group? I liked it.
I like the move, and I still question how much of an upgrade is it over a James Borrego.
I like Borrego too. I didn't have a problem.
I
with
like Borrego. I think that there were some leadership issues. I've talked to some folks. I've heard there were some leadership issues. I've heard that this team just didn't get along at certain points, that it ended very poorly, clearly, as the Atlanta game had ended. The question I have for Kenny Atkinson is how much of an upgrade. Because if you're telling me that this team pays attention to more detail, wins games like they should have won against the Brooklyn Nets late, against the Miami Heat late, against the Sixers late, and actually compete in these games and get themselves to a point where they're hosting a play-in tournament game, or better yet, they're top 6, then it's worth it. But if this is literally not an upgrade, but maybe a Cupid shuffle to the left, then I think this is going to be one of those things where I'm not sure that there. And I worry about this a lot. And GM Mitch Kupchak has basically alluded to this. He may run this back with the same thing. And there's a arrogance that I worry about with this team in picking the groceries and thinking that this team should be more talented than it actually is, specifically at the center spot. So if he can fix the center spot, if he can get the defense right, this team is going to be good. If not, I kind of worry about where we're going to be in a year.
All right, let me ask you real quick about LaMelo Ball. He's their best player, correct?
Now, yes. Had you asked me this question this point last year, I would have told you Gordon Hayward.
Okay, well.
Yeah, but availability matters.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's say LaMelo Ball is their best player. Are the Hornets best suited to have LaMelo Ball be their best player / leader, or does somebody else have to be that second part?
I think the second part, the fact that the second part is Terry Rozier, or even better yet, a Miles Bridges, I think that is a problem. But I also think that this team is entirely too young. With the bulk of your roster being under age 26, you're going to have problems when it comes to preparing for games. And I don't think that they've provided them with the necessary veterans to basically be a functional team, to be a team that you can expect to get around in the playoffs or win around, lose in the second, and then learn from their mistakes and be an Eastern Conference Finals team, which this franchise has never been to. That's the goal. I worry that this team is a little bit too young, and it's kind of why when you see that they have the picks 13 and 15 next week in this NBA draft, I'm not sure they're picking 2 guys, much less 3, which with their their second round pick at 45. I don't think they're picking 3 guys. This team is entirely too young as it is right now. We're talking about maybe adding a young center and then probably moving those picks off with veteran contracts to shed some salary, to bring in younger guys, bring in veterans that teach these guys how to win. Because I think that's the final piece to this puzzle at this point.